Hi guys, me again. It's Christmas. Who's excited for Father Christmas coming? I am. I'm really excited and I have posted my letter. Let's just hope I've been good. I think I have, but he has to make the final decision, hasn't he? Anyways, I have a book for you. And it's called I'm Not Afraid. And it's written by Val Howard Simpson and illustrated by Laura Sears. It's a very good book. Shall I read it to you? I have a favourite teddy. Do you? And this teddy is called Freddy Bear. Right. There was once a clumsy teddy. His name was Freddy Bear. He belonged to Rosie, and she took him everywhere. She took him on an outing once, an adventure to the zoo. He was really quite excited when he saw a glimpse from the queue of giraffes, snakes and penguins and monkeys, big and small. Some of the animals were short and fat, and some were really tall. Suddenly, from up above, a bird so black and sleek snatched up poor Freddy and held him captive in his beak. The bird flew high up in the sky, and Rosie became just a blur. How would he find his Rosie? He didn't like his new chauffeur. I'm not afraid, said Freddy. I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I'm having an adventure. I'm sure I'll be all right. Abruptly, he was tossed aside and landed on a rock. Wait a minute. There was movement. Oh my goodness, it's a croc. With great big teeth, all shiny and white, jaws opened really wide. He can even see Croc's tonsils that were wiggling inside. I'm not afraid, said Freddy. I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I'm having an adventure. I'm sure I'll be all right. The jaws, they snapped together, and the croc, he licked his lips. But a pink and sticky, froggy tongue smacked Freddy on his hips. His curly tongue had saved him. Croc's lunch would have to wait. There was no plans for Freddy to end up on that dinner plate. That was close, thought Freddy, as he thanked the frog so much. He waved as he went on his way, shouting, Please, let's keep in touch. To try and find his Rosie, Freddy climbed up on the wall, but being ever so clumsy, he was destined then to fall. Hooked by an umbrella that caught in Freddy's scarf, he was flickered into the air again and landed on a giraffe. I'm not afraid, said Freddy. I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I'm having an adventure. I'm sure I'll be all right. Giraffe said his name was Hector and asked, How do you do? Can I be of service while you're visiting our zoo? Freddy jumped onto his head as he needed to see up high, but Rosie couldn't be spotted. He felt like he could cry. He needed to find his Rosie, so he used Hector's neck as a slide. Whoosh! He flew with some great speed and landed on his backside. On the ground, he felt a rumble. Freddy was aghast. A rhinoceros was charging towards him very fast. His pointy horn was glittering. His eyes, they shone with rage. Freddy didn't want to be flattened or part of his rampage. "I'm not afraid," said Freddy. "I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I'm having an adventure. I'm sure I'll be all right." Through the air flew Freddy. His bottom felt really sore. "Don't come back," he bellowed, "unless you want some more." Freddy woke in a pile of sand. A hissing sound he heard. He felt a tickling in his ear, but dared not breathe a word. The snake was slithering over and said her name was Sue. She wrapped her coils around him like a giant snake corkscrew. Her tongue, it flickered over him. She shook her tail with glee. She was very hungry and wanted Freddy for her tea. "I'm not afraid," said Freddy. "I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I'm having an adventure. I'm sure I'll be all right." As her coils tightened, Freddy popped up in a flash. He landed in a penguin pool with a giant splash. The penguins were really friendly and asked him to stay and play. But he had enough adventures. Too much for just one day. The one they called the Empire placed Freddy on his feet, then waddled him to safety, and his rescue was complete. George, the nice zookeeper, in his jeep was passing by, but stopped as Freddy's splashing had sprayed water in his eye. Silly Freddy. He drove Freddy to reception, and he was left in Lost and Found, where he sat thinking of his adventures until Rosie came around. "I'm not afraid," said Freddy. "I've kept my eyes shut tight. I've had a great adventure. I really was all right." Suddenly, he heard her voice. His Rosie had returned. She hugged Freddy tightly, and she said with great concern, "Oh, my darling Freddy, what an excellent day I've had. What an exciting day I've had. While you've missed out on all the fun, you must be feeling sad. And it's such a pity, Freddy. I was so glad that you came. But you missed all our adventures. Now, isn't that a shame?" But Freddy didn't miss any adventures, did he? Because he had his own adventures. And even though at the beginning he felt really afraid, by the end of it he was all right. Because he was very brave, wasn't he? And that's my book. I like that book. Now I wish you a very Merry Christmas, and I hope Father Christmas brings you everything that you ask for. But you better go to sleep on Christmas Eve, or else he won't come. See you next time. Bye-bye.